Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin has actually met the price target out of that diamond's top pattern that I was talking to you about yesterday on this channel. And of course, we've now run into that small range of supports that I was also talking about yesterday once again. So in this video, in just a moment, I'll be updating you guys on some important levels to pay attention to, some levels that I'm watching right now, and also my next Bitcoin price targets, alongside all of these other important indicators just here. For example, there's a huge amount of buy orders and sell orders at these particular prices, and also the funding rates and the crypto fear and greed index as well. So all of that and more in this video. Make sure you're watching the entire video all the way to the end, especially for you Bitcoin holders out there. And if that sounds good to you, just before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like of the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, also make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. I post these updates every day here on the channel, and it only takes a couple seconds out of your day to go down and click like and subscribe, and it's completely for free, so I don't see why not. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame. And yeah, just quickly recapping yesterday's video, I was talking mainly about this diamond's top pattern in that video, obviously saying that that is actually technically speaking a bearish pattern. And I filmed that video right here, and I actually posted it just as it was actually starting to break to the downside. And then once again, after I posted that video, letting you guys know that Bitcoin is about to head to the downside, the Bitcoin price head to the downside right into these price targets as I mentioned yesterday. And of course, we have major support just there as well. And I did actually get a couple comments on yesterday's update video telling me that I was a little bit late warning you guys of this downside price action, but you have to remember over the last 3 days, I was actually warning you we are due for a short-term call-off. Once again, around 3 days ago, I was letting you guys know that we have a warning signal that the Bitcoin price is about to head a little bit lower. And obviously, the Bitcoin price had one last little push to the upside. And even in that video, I'll let you guys know that for as long as Bitcoin is below 51,000, we aren't overly bullish just yet. And of course, after that video, once again, we had a little bit lower. And then that video yesterday was really the final update, letting you guys know that the downside price action is seriously imminent. And once again, that's what we've seen just here. So the really important support levels that I mentioned in yesterday's video was, of course, the $48,000 level just around here, and then also the $47,000 level just around here. So we did actually start to find a little bit of short-term support at around 48,000. And by the way, the $48,000 level is determined as support simply because we previously found resistance at that level, and also some support back here, as you can see, at around 48,000. But obviously, because we started breaking below 48,000, that's where the $47,000 level comes into play. And the reason why the 47,000 US dollar level is strong support for Bitcoin is not just because that's actually the top of this line just here, where we did previously find resistance once again, but also we've got a huge amount of buy orders set at pretty much exactly 47,000. As you can see just here, this is the Bitcoin combined order book across all of these top exchanges just here. Of course, that is not all of the exchanges, but it still gives us a good idea on where a lot of the buy orders and sell orders are placed at. And obviously, as you can see once again, and as I also covered yesterday, we've still got a lot of buy orders set at around 47,000 US dollars, give or take. So obviously that will provide support for Bitcoin, because for Bitcoin to head lower than 47,000, basically we need a lot of people selling Bitcoin to all of those people that are wanting to buy Bitcoin at that price just there. So right here, across these exchanges at least, obviously it would be more than that across all of the exchanges out there. But anyway, across these exchanges right here, the Bitcoin buy orders spike from around 1,200 Bitcoin, just above 47,000, and then just below 47,000, they spike up towards 2,000 Bitcoin. So once again, from around 1,200 Bitcoin worth of buy orders up to 2,000 Bitcoin worth of buy orders. Obviously, that's about 800 Bitcoin worth of buy orders just here across these exchanges just here. And at a Bitcoin price of 47,000, those 800 Bitcoin is roughly around 37 million US dollars. So basically, to push the Bitcoin price below 47,000, we need around $37 million worth of Bitcoin to be sold onto the market, which of course can happen. But once again, the fact that we've got these buy orders here, obviously that is good, but also we have to pay attention to the sell orders to the upside, because that actually provides resistance for the Bitcoin price. And right now we don't actually have a spike in the sell orders as big as that spike in the buy orders at 47,000, but obviously we have a little bit of a step up in the sell orders just before 49,000 US dollars. So pretty much between 48,500 US dollars up to 49,000. Once again, we see the sell orders pick up quite a bit, but above 49,000 US dollars, the sell orders actually drop off quite a lot. As you can see, they really flatten out, which means if we can break back above 49,000 approximately, then obviously we don't have much resistance to the upside above that. So according to the Bitcoin order books, those are the really important support and resistance levels that I am paying attention to for Bitcoin in the short term. But But also we have to pay attention to some other areas on the chart. If we zoom out to the daily Bitcoin chart just here, bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from the all-time high down to this swing low at around 29,000. Of course, we have the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is one of the most important Fibonacci levels, coming in at just above 51,000 US dollars. So I've actually mentioned that quite a lot over the past couple of weeks on this channel. So we were actually expecting some resistance pretty close to 51,000, just as what we saw a couple of days ago. So once again, for as long as Bitcoin is below around 51 to 52,000, we can't flip too bullish just yet, because of course that would be getting ahead of ourselves. And honestly, if we do not break above 51,000 within the next 1 month or so, but preferably the sooner the better, because once again, if we do not break it sometime soon within the next 1 month approximately, then we could be in for quite a bit of downside price action over the next few weeks. Once again, if we do not break above 51,000 sometime soon, because zooming out and going all the way back towards around 2018 and 2019 just here, as you can see, of course, we had that huge bear market of 2018 leading into that relief rally of 2019 just there. But when you're bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from the previous bull market top at around 20,000 US dollars down to the bear market bottom at around 3.1k, as you can see, that next huge run up after the huge crash, of course, we saw sideways consolidation and then a huge run up in the price. And then that came right into the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which at that point in time was at around 14,000 US dollars approximately. And then we actually saw quite a harsh rejection, and we actually entered into a pretty bearish time for the next few months. In fact, we topped out in around the middle of 2019, and we didn't see another decent rally in Bitcoin until towards the end of the year and the beginning of 2020 just here. And then of course the pandemic happened, which was that crash just there. But once again, just because that Bitcoin did not break above that huge golden pocket back then in around the middle of 2019, measuring out the time where Bitcoin finally broke above that price range just there, once again around 14,000 US dollars, that went all the way up to November 2020. So pretty much a year and a half later that we finally broke above those levels just there to continue the major bull market just here, as you can see. So of course, if you're a long-term Bitcoin holder, either way, it's very likely that you're going to make money in the very long term. But obviously there's no denying that Bitcoin does go through time periods where it is pretty bearish, of course, but that also makes for amazing opportunities to accumulate Bitcoin at some lower price targets. So I'm just letting you guys know that if that does end up happening, if we do not break above 51,000 within the next 1 to 2 months or so, preferably, once again, I would like to see it pretty soon, then yeah, we could be in for some more bearish price action, or at least quite a long sideways consolidation. So just get mentally prepared for that. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but just be prepared for it once again. Of course, you could make the argument that we are in a totally different cycle right now compared to where we were back then. But also, for those of you that weren't around during 2019, the majority of people in the market actually thought that that was the bull market starting. The majority did actually think that we were getting ready to break above the old all-time high of 20,000 US dollars pretty soon after that. But obviously that never happened. We never broke back above the all-time high until around 1 to 1.5 years later once again. So that is seriously one of the huge important levels that I am paying attention to for Bitcoin, around 51,000. But if we do not break above 51,000, not all hope is lost, because of course we have the 21-week moving average coming in at around 44,000 US dollars, just below 44k. And historically speaking, that moving average is actually really important. It usually provides massive support for the Bitcoin price. Looking back in the 2017 bull cycle just here, as you can see, we bounced off this moving average multiple times throughout the entire 2017 bull market. So basically, while we were above this moving average just here, we were in a bull market, and we should be expecting some high price targets going forward, especially if the price continues to bounce along the moving average and use it as support. Once again, that is really bullish for Bitcoin if we are still above that moving average. But the moment we really broke below that moving average just there, that was when we actually entered the 2018 bear market, where we did actually experience, quite a lot of bearish price action. Of course, we had pumps and dumps during the 2018 bear market, so there was time periods where we did see some significant gains, but generally speaking, if you're looking at the big picture, we were trending to the downside for pretty much that entire year of 2018 once we really broke below the 21-week moving average. So as you can see just here, we did actually initially break below the moving average on this first massive crash to the downside, and then we came back up and broke back above the moving average, but we failed to hold it just there. So this is also another important thing that I am paying attention to right now for Bitcoin, because of course, if we cannot hold above the 21-week moving average, then we could be in a similar time to where we were just there in the beginning of 2018. And then once we properly broke below that moving average just there, it did actually provide resistance for the Bitcoin price throughout the rest of that year just here, as you can see. And then going into the beginning of 2019, it was the absolute moments that we broke above this 21-week moving average that actually signaled a huge move coming to the upside yet again. So right now, once again, we are above the 21-week moving average. And what's really great to see as well is the fact that we have actually seen a couple bounces along this 21-week moving average. So once again, this is still bullish for Bitcoin. I'm just letting you guys know that these are some really important levels that I am currently paying attention to, because of course we need to keep our options open and we need to see the market for what it actually is. So just to quickly summarize this part of the video, of course, if we continue to use the 21-week moving average as support, that is still really bullish for Bitcoin. And even better, if we can break above 51,000, that is really bullish for Bitcoin. It's only if Bitcoin breaks below that 21-week moving average at around 44,000 currently, that's when things start flipping a little bit more bearish. So as of right now with my Bitcoin strategy, currently I'm actually not going too heavy in Bitcoin, because of course I did actually accumulate a lot of Bitcoin at these lower price targets over the past few months. And I did actually publicly announce that on the channel almost every day while we were in that time period just there. Once again, I was letting you guys know constantly that I am accumulating quite a lot of Bitcoin. But yeah, considering the fact that we have already seen this huge bullish movement to the upside, I'm just personally laying off a little bit with Bitcoin purchases. I haven't actually sold any Bitcoin. I want to make that clear. But yeah, in my opinion, as far as my strategy, if we actually confirm a break above 51,000 and actually use 51,000 as supports, preferably as well, then that is when I will resume my Bitcoin accumulation. And also if we can see another successful bounce along the 21-week moving average at around 44,000, once again, I'll also accumulate a little bit more Bitcoin if that does happen. Now, just before I get into the short-term Bitcoin analysis just here, I'll quickly remind you guys that we only have less than 3 days to go for the World Series of Trading. So the subscribers would already know about this. If you're a subscriber on the channel, feel free to skip 30 seconds from now. But for the brand new viewers on the channel, basically this World Series of Trading is a trading competition that only comes around once a year. And once again, we've got less than 3 days to actually sign up for this competition if you would like. And this year there is a maximum prize pool of $7.5 million US, and that is split between the solo competition and the teams. And of course, the teams just here, as you can see, is a $6 million prize pool as the maximum prize pool. And once again, for the brand new viewers on this channel, I do actually have a team in this World Series of Trading. As you can see, we've got the official Crypto World team, and so far we've got 38 team members. And by the way, if our team goes ahead to win this competition, even if we place in the top 10 teams, just by simply being a member of this team, you actually get a share in that huge $6 million prize pool, once again, just by being a member in our team. And by the way, you'll find a link to this exact page in the description down below if you want to join our team. And one more thing, if you actually join my team before the 4th of September, you can actually get up to $3,650 worth of bonuses simply just by joining my team and following some simple tasks that you'll see in the pinned comment and in the description down below once again. Now, just quickly updating you guys on the short-term Bitcoin price action. As you can see just here, of course, we did break to the downside and we've actually run into a bit of short-term support just here, but the RSI on the 4-hour time frame is still in this downtrend, and the MACD is also still in this downtrend as well, as you can see. But when you're looking at some smaller time frames, like the 2-hour time frame, for example, we are actually seeing just a small bullish divergence form, and the MACD is getting close to bottoming out. It hasn't bottomed out just yet, but once again, we are getting close to some sort of short-term reversal, or at least a sideways consolidation. And when you're zooming into the 1-hour time frame, this becomes even more obvious. As you can see, we're seeing quite a strong bullish divergence on the 1 and the 2-hour time frame. So this just basically means that the sellers in the short term, the bears, are losing steam. They are losing downwards momentum, and we are due for a little bit of a cool off back to the upside, if not a slight consolidation. Now, just quickly updating you guys on the Bitcoin funding rates. As you can see just here, the Bitcoin funding rates in particular, not the altcoin ones, are actually pretty neutral at the moment. They aren't overly bullish or overly bearish, so that is of course pretty good. But looking at these altcoin funding rates, what's really great to see is just with this short-term cool off to the downside, this bearish price action just recently, this has actually brought a lot of these funding rates in the altcoin market to the downside, which is really good news. I've covered this a lot in my recent videos on this channel, but for the brand new viewers on the channel, basically the more positive the funding rates are, the more likely that we are going to see some bearish price action. Because basically the more positive these funding rates are, the more expensive it becomes to actually maintain a long position, and it also creates incentive to open a short position, which of course is bearish on the price of any of these altcoins just here if we are seeing these positive funding rates. So right now they are still more positive than they are negative, so they're still, you know, slightly bearish at the moment. But with that being said, they are definitely in a much better place compared to the last couple of days. And also taking a quick look at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, as you can see just here, we are still sitting in a greed signal right now, but this is much better than yesterday's extreme greed signal. Once again, this was a sign that should have sent represent some alarm bells because usually anytime we see an extreme on this indicator, the price is about to reverse in the other direction. So once again, when we see extreme greed, that is when we are due for some bearish price action pretty soon. And when we see fear, and especially extreme fear, that is when we are due for some bullish price action pretty soon, because usually the market does the opposite of what the majority think. When the emotions peak in one direction, that's how you know that we are reaching either a market top or market bottom. So once again, when the market sentiment reaches a peak in fear, that's how you know that the Bitcoin price is starting to bottom out and we're about to head to the upside. But when we reach a peak in greed, that's how you know that we are about to top out and we're about to experience some more bearish price action. So once again, that's what we're seeing just in the short term here. And of course, over the past few days on this channel, we were expecting exactly this. And by the way, if you want to get all of these extra Bitcoin updates throughout the day in real time, no delays, as you can see just here, I post all of these extra updates throughout the day over on my Twitter. The link to my Twitter is in the description down below if you want to stay up to date in these markets at all times. But anyway, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more videos like this one. I honestly appreciate all of the support on the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. We're actually getting closer to 60,000 subscribers, and I can't believe I'm saying those numbers. Seriously, I truly appreciate all of you. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.